Vasishta continued, I shall now tell you why 100 moons do not appear in the sky when 100 people contemplate and pray, may I be a moon. This doesn't seem like a very likely scenario, does it? Why should anybody pray to be a moon? Vasishta is answering one of the king's questions. And obviously the context of this question allows for the efficacy of prayer. So if you pray for something and you pray for it strongly enough, then you'll get it. So that's the assumption. And the example of the moon is given because there's one moon in the sky. So if 100 people pray that they can be the moon, wouldn't there then be 100 moons in the sky? So that's the question. You might answer it by saying, well, obviously prayer doesn't work. That could be your context, that could be your belief, and that's fair enough. But Vasishta's got another answer, which I think is more relevant. All of them do not appear in this particular sky, nor do they enter one particular moon. One person cannot enter the dream city of another. Each one has his own dream world, and in that dream world he becomes the moon. Even so it is with many men praying, that they may all have a particular woman as wife. The fruit of each prayer is reflected in each one's consciousness, which each one experiences as if it were real. Surely all this is purely imaginary, and what is not possible for imagination. Some people fervently believe in the power of prayer, and they'll bear this out with their own experience. Some people will deny the power of prayer, and they will bear this out with their own experience. Even so does one experience the fruits of one's charity, etc. in the other world. This is in the afterlife. Such charity and so on have formed an image in one's consciousness, and consciousness itself imagines that in the other world it is experiencing the fruits of such charity. This is also the view of the wise men. In other words, the world is how you see it. The world is how you experience it. If you experience it as scientific, that's how you experience it. If you experience it according to certain religious or political ideologies, that's how you experience it. If you experience it with respect to certain moral judgments as a bad or a good place, that's how you experience it. And you might say, no, there are things going on which have got nothing to do with me. Well, let's go back to what Vasishta was saying about the dream city. Nobody knows what somebody is dreaming. But we live in our own dream city. Nobody can ever know my experience. To be more accurate, they can never know my experiencing. What I feel right now is what I feel. Nobody else is feeling it. Or nobody else knows this feeling because it is absolute and peculiar to me. Nobody else is seeing, experiencing or feeling things from my point of view. Even if you could stick an electrode into my brain and somehow project a picture of my thoughts onto an external screen, you're only still looking at what is going on with me from the outside. You can never know what it's like for me from the inside. This experience of mine is completely cut off from anything that you are experiencing. And some people might think, well, this is rather dismal, this is rather solipsistic, this is rather lonely. But then there's also no notion of me. I say it's my experience and so on, my feelings, my sensations, but it's not. My is just something that is superimposed on top of what's going on. And this is where spiritual practice comes in. This is where the importance of appreciation comes in. The appreciation of consciousness and the infinite variety of its infinite workings. This is where we can start engaging the emotions in a positive sense. And this is where books like the Yoga Vasishta come into, because they open us up to the vast wonder of this infinite experiencing, of this infinite consciousness. So this is the reality. You are utterly unique, and you know this. Nobody knows what you are feeling right now. Nobody has access to it. They only have indirect access. You are the only person with direct access to what is going on right now. But it's not you as a personality. It's the you that is experiencing. Accept this and rejoice in it. We don't build a drama or a philosophy around it. This is the ultimate liberation.